So all eyes are now once again on U.S. House Speaker John Boehner, who seems to have put himself between a rock and a hard place. His party appears split between the more moderates and the smaller but very influential Tea Party faction. Zoe Carpenter is a staff reporter for The Nation magazine, and she joins us via Skype from Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Zoe, thank you so much for taking some time with us. I do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You know what, to your thinking, what are John Boehner's realistic options at this point?
Well, he doesn't have very many. I think he is trying to appease the hard right faction that so far he's capitulated to by continuing to throw measures onto the House floor that are a non-starter in the Senate. And I think he thinks that he needs to exhaust all of those options to really prove to the hard right factions that it's just not possible with the amount of control that they have in Congress to pass any kind of measure that touches Obamacare.
Yeah, you know, as we said in the introduction, he is indeed between a rock and a hard place. He has said all along that he does not think that we should go anywhere near this debt ceiling, yet he has aligned himself with the extreme right in his party, the Tea Party. So I'm wondering what the chances are that he might go rogue and allow a vote.
I think that he will certainly allow a vote at the very last minute to prevent a default. Of course, I could be proven wrong with that, but I think that we will see whatever the Senate ends up agreeing on will come to the House eventually, perhaps at the 11th hour.
So much criticism. He seems to be catching it from all sides. A lot of people have been criticizing him as a leader and in the House. Do you think this is the most important decision, his defining moment as the Speaker of the House?
I think this decision is the culmination of a long fracturing between the hard right and, I guess, the middle right of the party. I hesitate to call John Boehner a moderate. But I think that, yes, this is certainly a momentous occasion for him and a turning point for the Republican leadership, but it's been a long time brewing.
Yeah, I'm wondering, Zoe, do you think they're essentially back to the drawing board now? The Senate leadership, bipartisan leadership, had gotten together and said they were very close to a deal, and now the House Republicans have said, wait a minute, no, we're going to come up with our own bill. Has this taken us back to where we started?
Well, the House Republicans certainly were trying to sabotage the deal in the Senate, but I don't think that the Senate deal is off. I think it's just on hold. They're going to let the House continue to throw these unreasonable measures forward, and then I think that we will still expect to see a Senate deal perhaps tomorrow.
And what do you make of the fact that the House has put their negotiations on hold to see what that the Senate has put their negotiations on hold to see what the House is going to do? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it just reflects the current state of affairs that Boehner and the rest of the House leadership is really held hostage by this far-right flank. And I think that the Senate sort of recognizes that Boehner probably would not bring that Senate bill to the floor. So, let the House continue to work out its temper tantrum, and then the Senate can step in once they've played it out.
All right, Zoe Carpenter from The Nation, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.